Hello everyone, I am Lalita Singh and you are going to study science with me in class 8. Today we are going to discuss our ninth chapter that is called reproduction in animal. Okay, in this chapter you will study about what is reproduction, what are the mode of reproduction, what is sexual reproduction, how humans reproduce, how development of child take place and what are the life cycles of different animal. Okay, we will also get the knowledge of what is asexual reproduction and how it is taking place in several animal. All right, so let's start with it. Reproduction, the meaning of this word is to reproduce a or we can say to produce a young one of their own kind. All living organisms have this ability to produce their young ones of their own kind, and this process is called reproduction. The young one which is formed from the parents are called offspring. They resemble to their parent in their structure. Reproduction results in continuity of life on earth. On earth we are having life for many years. This is because of reproduction. Because every organism is having a lifespan. After finishing it, they die. But still the life is going on the earth because of reproduction. Now the thing is how reproduction take place. What are the mode of reproduction? So reproduction can be of two types. The first one is sexual reproduction, whereas the second one is asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, two parents are needed. Out of them, one is male and the second one is female. Okay, these two parents produce a special type of cell which is called gamete. When these gamete fuse together, they produce a new young one after the development of gamete. Okay, after the fusion and development. Clear? Now, in this way, sexual reproduction is having following steps. What are they? First is formation of gamete. Both male and female form their own gamete, and the formation of the gamete is known as gametogenesis. Male form sperm, and the formation of sperm in case of male is called spermatogenesis, whereas female form ovum. Okay, female form ovum, and the formation of ovum is known as oogenesis. Clear? After formation of gamete, the both of the gamete get fused together to produce a zygote. The process of fusion of nucleus of both male and female gamete is called fertilization. After fertilization is completed, formation of zygote has been already taken place. Next step is the development of embryo. The zygote develop and produce embryo and later on fetus. Clear? Now understand what is gametogenesis. Gametes are formed in reproductive organ. In case of male and female both. Okay, gametes are formed in their reproductive organ. These are formed by a type of cell division called reductional division, meiosis. Understood? A type of cell division that give rise to the production of gamete is reductional. Why? Because in this case, in this type of division, the number of chromosomes which were originally in pair in case of somatic cells, means other body part cells, okay, has been reduced to half. That type of cell which is carrying half number of chromosome or unpaired chromosome is called haploid. Haploid cells means gamete are only carrying one part of the pair, means unpaired chromosome. Gametes are carrying unpaired chromosome, and that is why they are called haploid. For example, in case of human, we are having 23 pairs of chromosome. Means a sperm of human should carry only 23 chromosome, whereas a ovum of a woman carry 23 chromosome. When they both of them get fused together, they produce 23 pair of chromosome in next individual. Understand? Okay, so the male parent produces male gamete called sperm by the process of spermatogenesis, and the female parent produces a gamete called ovum, which is through oogenesis. Understood? Now about fertilization. The process of fusion of male and female gametes nucleus is called fertilization. The process of fusion of nucleus of sperm and nucleus of ovum is called fertilization. When a sperm and ovum fuse together, they form zygote. Means as a result of fertilization, the new cell is formed, which is called zygote. This new cell carry 50% of the chromosome from sperm and 50% of chromosome from ovum. Okay, means 50% of the chromosome are coming from the father side and the 50% chromosomes are coming from the mother side. Clear? Fertilization is clear? Now, this is a structure of ovum which is going to get fertilized. Okay, ovum is a non-motile structure, whereas sperm is motile structure. Sperm come towards the ovum to fertilize it. Number of sperm get attached to the ovum. Only one of them is successful in fertilizing it. Clear? Now, about fertilization. Based on where fertilization is taking place. Okay, based on where fertilization is taking place, fertilization can be of two types. First is external, second is internal. If the fertilization is taking place outside the body of the female, it is termed as external fertilization. Okay, when the fertilization is taking place outside the body of female, it is called external fertilization. Whereas if the fertilization is taking place inside the body of female, it is called internal fertilization. As the name suggests, external outside, internal inside. Clear? So, external fertilization can take place in case of frog, in case of fishes, starfish, whereas internal fertilization take place in humans, okay, reptile, insect, bird, etc. Understood? Now, next is significance of fertilization. The new individual that develop from zygote inherit the character from both of their parents. Means it resembles 50% from their mother side. It is having 50% characteristic from father side. Both of them get combined. The character from mother and the character from father, both of them get combined and they produce a new young one which is having a unique character. Means mixture of character from mother and father side. Means their chances of evolution, chances of development of character is more in case of fertilization or sexual method. Okay, sexual reproduction. In case of sexual reproduction, chances of gaining new character is more in comparison to the asexual type of reproduction. Okay, as fertilization is taking place between the gametes of both parents, so the young one which has been formed, they not only resemble to their parents but they also somehow resemble their siblings as well. Clear? Now, next is reproduction in humans or human reproduction. In case of human, two individuals are needed to reproduce a new young one, that is a male and a female. Each of individual have their own type of reproductive organ. Okay, own reproductive system. The fertilization of gamete take place inside the body of female. Clear? Now, what is male reproductive organ? You can see over here. This is what a male reproductive organ look like. This is a male reproductive organ. Understood? What are the parts of it? It is having a testis over here. It is having a testis, a sperm duct and a penis and urethra. Okay, urethra is an opening through which it discharges the sperm. Clear? Now, let's study about them one by one. The first one is testes. They are two in number. You can see over here we are having two testes. Both of them appear similar, but in this case, in this diagram, we are having one testis which is closed, whereas the second testis which has been opened for you to see the inside structure. Clear? It means both of the testes are in similar in appearance. They are male in case of human is having two testes, or we can say one pair of testes. They lie within a scrotum and hang outside the abdominal cavity. Okay, as production of sperm needed a less temperature than the body temperature, so they hanged outside the body in scrotum. Okay, from the abdominal cavity. Testis produces male gamete called sperm. You can see the lining over here, yellow lining, right? This is called seminiferous tubule. In these tubule, the sperms are formed. See over here, it is more clear. This is the section cutting of testis. Over here you can see seminiferous tubules, right? Lots of seminiferous tubules are present over here. Once we cut open a particular seminiferous tubule, how does it appear? It appear like this. When we will cut the seminiferous tubule, it will appear like this. Inside this seminiferous tubule, the sperm is formed. They get mature, and after that they transfer into second part of the male reproductive organ. The second part of the male reproductive organ is sperm duct, which is connected with the testis. A pair of sperm duct from each of the testis. Okay, one for each of the testis. As we are having a pair of testes, so we are having a pair of sperm duct as well. A pair of sperm duct carries sperm to the urethra. From testis to urethra, it has been carried out by the sperm duct. Urethra passes through the penis and open at its tip. Clear? Sperm duct only carry the sperm from from testis to penis. Clear? Next is penis. It is a muscular erectile organ. This is the penis. It is a muscular erectile organ. It delivers the sperm into vagina of the female. Clear? Understood? Now about the structure of sperm. How does sperm look like? This is the structure of sperm. You can see three distinct regions in the sperm. The first one is called head. The second one is called neck. And third one is called tail. Okay, in the head region, the sperm is having acrosome. It is very, very essential. It is having digestive enzyme over there in acrosome. This digests the membrane of ovum to penetrate the nucleus inside it. Clear? Now, neck region is having lots of mitochondria. As it has been produced in the male body, it has to travel a very long distance to fertilize the egg. So, to support the movement, they need more energy, and for energy production they need mitochondria. So the neck region is having lots of mitochondria to produce energy. Now the third region is tail region. It help in swimming. Okay, it help in swimming to reach their destination. Understood? Next is female reproductive system. This is the female reproductive system. Again, both of the sides are same for female reproductive system as well. But over here, we are having half of the part cut open for you. Okay, so that you can understand the inside structure, whereas half of the part is still compact. Okay, so you can understand how does it look like. Understood, class? So what are the parts present in the female reproductive organ? That are ovaries, which produces ovum. Second, oviduct, which carry the ovum to the uterus. Now next is uterus, and lastly vagina. Okay, we will study about it one by one. This is ovary. Okay, this is ovary, or you can say this is also ovary. This is ovary. The blue structure over here is ovary. Yeah, see, this is ovary. Female in case of human is also having a pair of ovary on both side. Okay, on both side of the uterus. Clear? A pair of ovaries situated in abdominal cavity. Ovary produces egg, or we can say ovum. or ova. Okay, ovary is the place where ovum is produced. Next is fallopian tube. Next is what? Fallopian tube. Or we can say oviduct. This is fallopian tube in case of over here. Just move back to the original place. This is oviduct or fallopian tube. Clear? They are thin and coiled muscular tube which join the uterus with ovaries. Okay, they are only jointing the uterus with the ovary. Now next is, okay, at the end of this oviduct we are having finger like projections to suck the egg once it is released from the ovary. Okay, this is called fimbriae. This is called fimbriae. Now next is uterus. Uterus is a broad, just see, bag like structure. This is uterus. Okay, uterus is broad muscular chamber where the fertilized ovum developed into baby. For all the 9 months in which the child is going to get develop or grow, the child is present in this bag like structure which is called as uterus. It is supporting the development of baby. They have to carry the baby for whole 9 months, and that is why they are kind of very muscular structure to support the weight of the child. Clear? Next is vagina. Okay. The uterus open into a wide muscular tube called vagina is receive the sperm for the fertilization of ovum. The sperms are released in vagina and they pass through the uterus and they ultimately reach to the oviduct and then fertilize the ovum. Understood? Now, ovulation. Okay. The process of release of ovum from the ovary is called ovulation. After the ovum get mature inside the ovary, they get released from the ovary, and the process of releasing the ovum from the ovary is called ovulation. Do you know the number of ovum that has to be mature in a female? The number is fixed since the baby born. Okay, when the baby born, the number of ovum that has to be mature inside the baby body, it has already been fixed over there. So number is limited. Number of ovum that is going to get mature inside the body is already limited. In human being, only one egg is released every month by either of the two ovary. We are having over here, in case of human, we are having two ovaries, right? Over here we are having two ovaries, but every month the only one ovary produce ovum. Okay, every month only one ovary produce ovum. Whereas just imagine if this month this ovary has been producing the ovum, then the next month this one will produce, then again in next month this one will produce. Clear? In human being, only one egg is released every month from either of the two ovary. Alternatively, the ovum or egg is picked up by the oviductal funnel or fimbriae. We have talked about fimbriae. The ovum which is released from the ovary has been picked up by the fimbriae so that they can be transferred to the uterus after fertilization. Clear? Now, what is fertilization? How does it take place? See? In human, the fertilization or union of sperm and ovum occur in the anterior part of the oviduct. This is the fertilization process. Okay, but where does it take place? It takes place in the anterior part of the ovum. Just see, the egg has been released. It has been sucked out by the fimbriae and later on it has been transferred over here. Okay, in this place the fertilization is going to take place. Maybe it is not very much clear, but yeah, over here we can see the egg has been released and sucked up by fimbriae and it is present over here, right? And after coming over here, it get fertilized with the sperm. Understood? In the interior part of oviduct, billions of sperm are released from the male to get transferred into the body of female, and one from so many sperm come in contact with the egg and fuse with its, resulting in the formation of zygote. Means 1 out of million. Okay, 1 out of million the sperm can fertilize the egg. Only one sperm can fertilize the egg. Rest of the sperm, they get died. Okay, they die. Understood? The process of fertilization is completed over here in the oviduct. The process of fertilization is completed in the oviduct, resulting in the formation of a zygote. Okay, after the zygote is formed over here, just you can see the zygote is formed, the cell immediately started to divide. You can see the 2 cells over here, and maybe, okay, you can see 2 cells over here, then 4 cell, then 8 cell. Okay, in this way they immediately start to divide. Understand? And this is the very first step of reproduction. Next is development of human embryo. How the embryo get developed. You can see over here. Zygotes start dividing immediately after fertilization while they are descending down through the oviduct. They are moving through the oviduct. They are continuously dividing. Clear? The zygote divide repeatedly and give rise to the ball of the cell. Now it is dividing and dividing and dividing, and it is forming a ball of the cell. How? 1 cell divide into 2, 2 cell divide into 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32. In this way it will continue, and lastly a ball of cell will be formed. Okay, these cells multiply and differentiate to develop into tissue, organ and organ system. These cells over here dividing, they will form a ball-like structure, then they will differentiate. Differentiation means to become specialized to perform a specific kind of function. Means some of the cell will form eye, some of the cells will develop or specialize to form blood cells, some of the cells will specialize to form bone. Okay, means every cell of the ball will specialize to form a particular structure of the body of embryo. Clear? And in this way, after development, when the development will be completed, the whole organism will be formed. On reaching the uterus, before it is still in ball of the cell structure. Okay, still it is a ball-like structure. On reaching the uterus, the embryo attach itself to the ball of the uterus. You can see it is embedded in the wall of uterus already. Clear? This is called implantation. The embryo obtains nutrient oxygen from mother blood through placenta. The child blood never come in contact with the mother blood, but mother blood is carrying all the nutrient and oxygen inside it, and the nutrient and oxygen will diffuse from mother blood to the child blood, and then it will be enter into the child body. Clear? Mother blood is never going to get in contact with the blood of child, but the placenta is a structure which is receiving all the nutrient from the mother body. Okay, so that it can grow and develop its all body part. Women with embryo attached to itself is called pregnant, and this condition is called pregnancy. Okay, understood? This condition is called pregnancy. Over here you can see the embryo is already attached with the woman uterus. Okay, now the embryo is growing up over here. They are still growing and they are over here complete. The growth is already complete. The child has turned for delivery. Okay, at 2 month stage you can see. Okay, over here. At 2 month stage, the embryo start resembling the human form. It is called fetus. When the embryo start resembling the human form, it is called fetus. And after fertilization and before resembling the human form, it has been called as embryo. Okay, the development and growth of fetus takes about 280 days, or we can say 9 months. After that, the child born. Okay, the act of giving birth to a baby is called parturition. Understood? The act of giving birth to a baby is called parturition. Now, the next topic is viviparous and oviparous animal. It is very simple. Oviparous, ovum, ova. Okay, so the animal which lay egg are called oviparous animal. For example, fishes, frog, birds, reptile. Whereas the animal which give birth to young one are called viviparous. Understood? For example, humans. Clear? Okay, you can see in this picture that a monkey is carrying its baby. Okay, because they are viviparous animal, they give birth to a baby. Whereas if we talk about this one, birds are oviparous because they lay egg. Clear? Now the next one is development and life cycle of different animal. There are different ways in which an organism develops. In human and all the other viviparous animals, the newborn baby resembled its parents. But in oviparous animal such as insect, silk moth, butterfly and also frog, the young one that hatch from the egg does not look like their parents. They are different from their parents in the appearance. Okay, why? Because they are actually larvae. Okay, larval stage are not found in viviparous animal. Why? Because the child is growing inside the mother body. They whatever the nutrient they needed, it is provided by the mother body. But in case of egg, the case is little bit different. Why? Because the egg is having yolk inside it to support the development of child. By chance, if the yolk is in less amount and is not sufficient to support the whole development of an organism, then the larva come out of the egg. All the oviparous animal does not have larva. Only few of them which are having larval stage. And larval stage is due to less amount of yolk present in the egg. Clear? Now, we are going to study the life cycle of a frog. You can see several stages of life cycle in this diagram. The first one is adult frog. In frog, the development of embryo take place outside the female body. It is not taking place inside the female body, and the fertilization is also external. The embryo develop inside the egg. The egg hatches and the tadpole larva come out from it. The tadpole larva seen swimming in the pond just like fishes. They are having more or less appearance of a fish. Clear? They are much different from the adult frog. You can see over here, this is larva, but over here this is what? This is frog. The appearance wise they are totally different from each other. You can see now. A tadpole undergoes several changes in its form and structure, and then it has transformed into adult. Clear? You can see the what happened during the life cycle of frog. Just see over here. The female frog lay egg in water body. They lay egg in the water body or nearby the water. Okay, nearby the water body. Basically, they lay egg in water. Understood? Female frog lay egg in water. The male frog drop their sperm over the egg. Okay, you can see these are the egg which is laid by the female frog. Female frog lay egg in a bunch of hundred of egg called swarm. A jelly coat hold the eggs together, and the male deposit the sperm over them. The jelly-like structure hold the egg together so that they cannot get scattered. Okay, as the development is taking place outside the body of female, means there is a chance that they can be eaten by predator. So to maintain the species, they produces large number of egg. Clear? After the egg hatch, tadpole larva come out. This is the tadpole larva which resemble more or less a fish rather than a frog. They are having external gill. Larvas are having external gill. Their body is streamlined in shape. They are having tail instead of forelimb and hind limb. They do not breathe through nostril. Clear? These are the differences between the tadpole larva and the adult frog. The tadpole larvae swim in the water. They feed on the aquatic plants, okay, and breathe through gills, external gills. Larvae are having external gill. Later on, after feeding, after getting food, the tadpole larvae grow in size. Their tail start to degenerate slowly. They started to grow their hind limb and forelimb, and later on, by the process of metamorphosis, the froglet over here turns into the developed frog. Okay, the change in its form and shape from larva to adult is called metamorphosis. Thus, we can say in the life cycle of frog, the three distinct stages are: first, adult frog, then egg, and then larva, and larva to adult. Clear? Which larva is found in the life cycle of frog? That is tadpole larva. Clear? Now over here there is an activity given in the book. Aim to observe the tadpole larva frog from a permanent slide. You have to observe the tadpole larva through a permanent slide. What will you see over there? A sucker-like mouth with both upper and lower lip for eating the leaves. A pair of large eyes, external gill or operculum just behind the head for respiration in water, and a long tail with tail fin that help in swimming. Understood. Next is life cycle of butterfly. We have studied about the life cycle of silkworm. In the same way, butterfly life cycle are also having the same stages of life. Butterfly lay egg on the leaves where the larva may get enough food supply. The same thing happen over here. The egg is not having sufficient amount of yolk. That is why the larva come out of the egg. Okay, the larva which come out of the egg after egg hatching is called caterpillar, and because of less amount of food they have come out of the egg, that is why they feed vigorously on the leaves which is provided over there in the plants and trees. Okay, the larva look very different from the adult. You can see this is a adult butterfly, very beautiful, and this is the larva, totally different they are now. Next, the caterpillar eat vigorously and grow rapidly. The larvae look very different from adult. The fully grown caterpillar hang from the twig with its head down. It secretes a protective case called cocoon. Over here you can see larva secrete a protective case around the body of its own, and this is called cocoon. Now, inside this cocoon, the pupa develop. Okay, inside this cocoon, pupa develop. After the development process is completed, it will break the cocoon and come out in the form of in the form which closely resembles to the adult butterfly. Understood? So, ultimately, the life cycle of butterfly contain how many stages? First is egg, then caterpillar, then pupa, and lastly the adult. Clear? So class, I am finishing over here today. Okay, I am finishing it over here today. In next class we will study more about later on about the rest of the subject matter. Clear? Until then, have a nice day everyone.